and welcome to my channel. My name is Autumn Embers and welcome to me building an autumn lake house. So I really wanted to build an autumn lake house. I have a funny feeling that my autumn lake house is a little bit late to the party because it feels like September is the building month where you build autumn homes. And then October is the building month where you build spooky stuff because it is the spooky season. Now I feel like I kind of missed that and just gone ahead and released an autumn house in spooky season. I know autumn is still in spooky season. It just feels that way. I don't know why. It just feels like I missed the part and I'm a little bit like, but here you go. Here's my autumn house. Hope you like it. I really wanted to build an autumn house. And when I think of autumn, I think of like really cozy, warm, very picturesque. It's very sympathetic to the Pinterest and Instagram. And I knew I wanted to build a lake house, and when I think of autumn I think of lake, water, picturesque, and A-frame cabins. I don't know why. And I've done an A-frame cabin once before, or like a triangle cabin, and I think once you've done it once, you've done it. There's not many variation to a triangle or an A-frame cabin, especially when you're trying to make it really cozy, because the variations that are out there that you can find on Pinterest are very modern. Modern for me doesn't scream autumn, so it's like, okay, I mean I did try to make it work. You may have noticed the lot name for this house at the moment, it is triangle cabin, because like I said, I tried to make the modern triangle cabin work or A-frame cabin to work, and it didn't really work. I didn't know what I was doing with it. I just knew that I wanted to build a A-frame cabin that was like on a lake. It didn't really help that I didn't know how to do the lake part. I mean, fill a lot with water, but where does the cabin part come into it? And so I got rid of it. I mean, bear in mind, I got quite far with it, and part of me was like, oh, I really like this, and another part of me like, I don't know. No, I don't like it, actually. So I got rid of it. Really happy that I actually got rid of it, actually went through with the bye-bye and deleting it. I did actually just quickly, just before I deleted it, saved it to my library, just in case I changed my mind. And so I built this instead. I can't remember myself building this. It was such a long time ago. I can't remember. But I think it was inspired by some Pinterest pictures, because as I was editing this, like, oh yeah, I remember doing the roof and looking at it. I go, oh, that bit of the roof is made because of that, or the roof is connected to that roof. Oh yeah, but I can't remember the rest of the build. So yeah, I think this was inspired by several pictures off of Pinterest, and I was really going for the very Pinterest, Instagram autumn pictures that you would see. So very vivid in colour, lots of oranges and yellows, and lots of very bright and colourful. So that is why I kept the season in the game in summer. When I normally build in summer, and I kept it to that. I know I'm building an autumn house, and it would make more sense to build in autumn. But the autumn season in the game, the colours for that are very brown and kind of dead looking. I mean, your plants, they go from really bright to really dead and brown in like quite quickly. And so I was like, okay, that's not the vibe and look I'm going for. So I'm going to keep it in summer and just go and find some autumn coloured trees and foliage and plants and all that jazz to put into this house. Now, I think this is the prettiest landscape foliage or plants and all that stuff. I think it is the prettiest I've ever done. I think it's just so pretty. I've got like candles in there, I've got lanterns mixed in there, I've got like autumn leaves piles, lots of like rocky stones and stuff like that. I've got pumpkins in there. It just looks so pretty. I think it's the nicest I've ever done. It's just so pretty. And at the moment, I'm just covering trying to figure out what on earth the exterior of this house is going to look like. What type of paint am I going to put on there? Because like I said, I built this once before and I wasn't really feeling it, so I got rid of it. So I built this one, but again, I just didn't know how to go about it. I knew I wanted to build an autumn house. It felt a bit weird for a person like me who has a channel and then calls herself Autumn Embers, but then doesn't create a normal autumn house. So I felt like I was a bit obliged to make an autumn house, but also at the same time I wanted to do it anyway. I love autumn, but that didn't help me with the fact that I didn't know how to go about it. I just knew that I wanted to create it and that was about it. So I struggled a lot with basically everything about this entire house. I was clueless about the exterior paint. I was clueless about the flooring for the decking that we have outside. The decking that we have outside is the only like outside space that this house has. I was also clueless to like the fence for the decking. I was clueless about the interior. I was like, I don't know. I was clueless about the garden. I just knew I wanted to make this house and that was about it. And so I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what I wanted. I actually really wanted this water to be a little bit less murky because, like I said, I was kind of basing this house on pictures that I would find on Pinterest, and they're very beautiful, these pictures on Pinterest. They're very pretty, and we all like to achieve what we see on there, and I just felt the water was a little bit too murky, and so I did try to change it, but the only other water type that we would have is the get together water, and I've just felt like that really did feel like this lake that I'm trying to make looked like a pool, which basically what it is. It's a massive pool, and it just felt like it was just going, hey, I'm actually a pool, not a lake. So I got rid of that and changed it for this one, but I was really hoping for like to be more clearer looking. This sort of debug item that I'm just playing around and pushing down, I do replace this for nicer looking ones because I knew there was like a jetty that wasn't broken. I knew we had one in the game. I just didn't know where it was, and I was searching it for absolutely ages. I did cut it out because I was just sitting there going, I know this somewhere, but I just don't know where. I don't know what pack it has. It now makes sense to me. It is of course found in the cats and dog pack because they have a seaside town. Duh. But I cut it out because I was like, I swear they have it. And so I just replaced them for the cats and dogs one where it isn't broken, it's slightly longer. I also replaced the boat because I was like, I swear we have a nicer looking boat in there. And yep, it's found in cats and dogs, so I replaced it with that one. Slightly bigger, it looks more like an actual boat you would find on a lake. This one looks a bit tatty looking, so I got rid of that because I knew there was about one in there somewhere. And the trees that I do put down have already been coloured. So most of the trees are from Island Living. So we have like the yellow tree and the red tree, and we have some cats and dogs trees that have like a orangey autumn colour to them. Saying that, I don't know what this house actually looks like with all the foliage. I don't know what it looks like in autumn. I know in autumn the colours seem to drain a bit and look a bit brown and dead, but I've never seen this house in the season that it is meant for, because I just knew it always looked brown and dead, but I don't know how brown and dead. I don't know even the trees I have put down would even change colour. So I don't know what this house looks like in autumn, but it looks great in summer. I've got lovely yellowy, orangey, purpley trees. There was a purpley kind of tree you might see in the background is behind that sort of like pylon there, the wooden pylon. I did find that tree in Get To Go. I was like, oh, I had no idea it had that purpley plummy tree in the game. So I plopped that down. I thought, oh, that's great. I just had to skip forward because I don't know what I was doing. I knew I wanted to build this, but I didn't know what it would be. So I just skipped forward, just took my time to figure it out without worrying about that I'm recording and that it's just going to be a horrendously long video, and I'm never happy about the fact my videos turn out to be 35 minutes long. It's a lot. It's a lot. I know that. So for this house, to avoid that, because it saddens me that they're that long, I try to do the exterior. No, not the exterior. Do the interior twice. So the first time round, I'm just not recording it, and I'm just sitting there by myself, doing it at my own pace, figuring it all out, making mistakes, and then when I am happy with what I have got, I would then take pictures of it on my phone, and then I will delete it, like nothing's ever happened, and I will then press record, perhaps in like the next day, not doing it on the same day. It's just a bit disheartening when you found it and then you got to delete it, then you got to redo it. So I normally do it the next day, and I basically redo it, but this time press record, because I found out with this build, despite it being 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, I actually did this video a little bit more quicker than it would have initially been, because I know this video could have been about 30 minutes long, but it's not. I'm really happy about that. I'm so happy. So yeah. Also, I even with like the time it is, I actually with the like doing it this way, I managed to put down a lot more like clutter. This is the most cluttered looking house that I have ever done, and I think it really helped the fact that I was doing an autumn house, because with seasons we do get a lot of autumn or harvest fest things that we can put down in our builds, which is perfect. Did I put down a decorating box? I don't know. Oh, that'd be stupid, wouldn't it, if I didn't? I don't know now. I can't remember. So at the moment, okay, I have no idea. I did put down a thermostat because, you know, sometimes you don't want a fire going. You know, the smell is a bit, you know, smoky. You put the heating on. But anyways, at the moment, I'm just dragging out some pictures that I found on the gallery. I just felt for this house, an autumn house, it made more sense to go ahead and look on the gallery and see what's there, because what we have in the build buy mode, it just didn't feel like we had the right pictures for an autumn house. So I went onto the gallery. I can't remember everyone's names as to who these pictures are by. I will find them when I upload them to this video to YouTube and the gallery, just to give them credit. But at the moment, I don't know off the top of my head, because there are so many pictures from so many different people, and I just feel like they just bring it together a little bit more, make this house feel like an autumn home. And so here, this is where I go to town on like the autumn decorations. So you just saw me put down some cabinets, no, some side tables, the laundry day side tables. Briefly before I go into that, I like this mirror. I like this get together mirror, but I don't really use it that often because I'm not the biggest fan of the white fill that's surrounding the swirly bits. If they didn't have the white fill, I think I would use it a little bit more, because if the white fill wasn't there, it was just like emptiness and you could just see what it was behind the wall, I think it will look much nicer. But because they have the white fill, I don't use it, and it just looks like really dated. But I thought it worked here. So going back to the what they're called, the laundry day side tables, I do go to town like I'm doing here with all like the autumn stuff. So I put some brain work, it's not working. Autumn cards, I put some autumn cards down there. I put some pumpkins down here. I'm basically copying what I've done here. I'm so happy with it. Also, I do change the colour of the floor that I have here. So at the moment we have the cats and dogs very dark wood floor. I do change it. It's still cats and dogs. It's just been changed for the cats and dogs lighter brown wood. I just changed it up a little bit because I was just feeling it was a little bit too dark, and I'm actually really happy that I went for white windows. I wouldn't normally have done that, but I thought, I know, let's mix it up a little bit, put some white windows in it, and I'm really happy I went for the white windows because it just freshens it up a little bit, makes it feel a bit more modern, but at the same time it still feels cozy. So I'm really happy that I changed the windows. Well, the windows are white, but I'm really happy for that I changed the flooring for the lighter one. Again, it just makes it a little bit more brighter, a little bit more lighter, because there are quite some dark colours in here. I'm not too sure of what that colour between the white border and in the dining room, I'm not too sure what that colour is. When I go to editing the images, I kind of make it like more purpley because it feels like it wants to be a purpley maroon colour, but it's a bit scared, and so it looks a bit more brown. So yeah, I'm happy that I put down the lighter wood just to freshen it up a little bit. So I'm just doing a little study area. I do put down a chess table. Normally, in real life, I wouldn't dare to put a chess table in that little area gap that we have, because it will just be too much. It's just too much clutter as it is, and just putting down a chess table would just tip it over the edge. But I was looking at this area here where I'm just putting the chess table, and I was like, there has to be something there. It can't be a rug, because there's a rug in the dining room, which is literally next door. Then there's a rug underneath the coffee table again, which is literally next door. So a rug will just look strange there. So I popped down a chess table again. I probably won't do that in real life because it's just too much. But for here, it felt perfect. So I'm just doing like the laundry area just to remind myself that's the laundry area. I'm not seeing a creepy person just staring into the window. That is just my sim. On this lot, I build on this lot a lot. a lot. So I build us on this lot a lot, but the Sims that live on this lot are the Spellman's family, and I made them last year sometime, and I moved them in, and throughout the time they've had several homes. Most of those homes haven't been adequate for the amount of Sims that they have. No, it's not adequate for the amount of Sims that's in the household. But for this one, it's all about right, because we've got 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. One bedroom could be like for Sabrina, 1 bedroom for Ambrose, the sisters. But normally when I build on this lot, I'm not building for them, I'm just building on the lot because I like the lot and they just happen to live there. So this is the master bedroom. For the bedrooms, I changed up the floorboards to white because, like I said at the very beginning, I wanted this house to be very Pinterest inspired. And if you ever looked at autumn inspired pictures on Pinterest, like with the interior, you may have noticed a lot of these pictures, the floors and the wall covering, they're white, and everything else around it is these lovely autumn colours. So for the master bedroom, that's what I decided to do. Try to make the wall and the floor covering like a whitey creamy colour. I went for like a creamy colour because I felt cream is a little bit more warmer and inviting than white is, so I went for that. These bedrooms are the kids' bedrooms. Oh, I think the Foxy bedroom, the one I'm working on at the moment, is one of the cutest little bedrooms I've ever made. I don't know why, I just think it's so pretty and cute. The colours all go together despite being like from different packs, and I think this really goes nicely. I really love the cats and dogs single beds that we got down here, and the patchwork quilt just works so nicely. Patchwork quilt equals warm and coziness, which is perfect for autumn and this build. It's just so pretty. I love both of them. I think out the 2 kids' bedrooms, so we have like the green one and then we have the orange one. I think the orange one is my favourite, although in saying that, I like green. I've got nothing against it. I wouldn't have like a bedroom dedicated to the green colour, But in saying that, I think it's quite cute. I quite like it. I really like the split wallpaper that we have in here, sort of like the one with the mountains and then just like a normal paint colour. I quite like that. It kind of paints like you're like a wooded area. So I really think that's really cute and lovely. The bedrooms for the kids' bedrooms are practically the same without the layout and stuff like that. But I think it works. The reason why I put the monster light inside the bookcases for both of them is because you've created this beautiful bedroom, very beautiful kids' bedroom that you're really, really happy with, and you then remember, oh, hang on, I need a monster light, because then the kids will get scared of the monster because it will pop out and they can't get back to sleep, and it's just a right pain in the butt. And so you have to put down the monster light. And I like the idea of the monster light. It's just really ugly, I think. And it just really spoils the look of the room that you've just made. And you think it's really pretty. And you just don't want to ruin that look with the ugly monster light. But you have to pull it down. And so that's why I covered it up and just shoved it into the bookcase, hoping and pray it still works. I think it should do. It should do. So that's why I put it there. I'm just doing like the downstairs bathroom here. So you must have seen this on Pinterest. It's like one of the first Pinterest autumn pictures you probably see, because I found this Pinterest picture of like an autumn scene, and it's basically like a swinging bench with a cute little Labrador dog on it, and the dog is surrounded by pumpkins and lanterns and flowers. And I was like, oh, I really want to create that. We don't really have like any hanging swinging benches, so I just went for this one. It has a really weird texture to it. I never realised that. I don't use that colour swatch often, or actually never. So this is what I'm trying to create here. I'm trying to recreate that picture. You must have seen it. It's the one with the Labrador. It's swinging. Well, the dog's not swinging, but the bench is like a swinging bench. It's just so pretty. And this is what I'm trying to recreate here. I do swap out for some of these pumpkins for the carved pumpkins that your Sims can carve. I do put a carving pumpkin station down. A bit strange with all these pumpkins and not a pumpkin station, but I do put one down, and I put down those pumpkins just to mix it up a bit, because those pumpkins have like a nice elongated pumpkin, which I thought was perfect just to mix up with like size and height and all that. But this is where I'm gonna leave you. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed watching, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. It could be my creepy, what's it called? Fun fair, haunted fun fair house. I am working on it. I'm really happy with it, especially the roofing. Oh my lordy, I've already got two-tone roofing there. So happy with it. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and please enjoy the rest of your day. So thank you and goodbye.